Hi everybody, it's me Julia and I'm here today to do a review of my favorite foundations from the drugstore for dry / and or mature skin. Ta-da! And this video came about because I've been watching a couple of videos lately, or a few videos on YouTube about mature skin foundations from the drugstore. And I find usually the person doing the review has either normal combination or oily skin, and they're reviewing these anti-aging foundations and then finding out that they're not working for them. So to me, it's kind of hard to do a review like that because usually these anti-aging foundations are basically just foundations for dry skin. Because what happens is as you get older, you might notice that your skin gets drier. So these foundations tend to be a little bit more emollient, have a little bit more moisturizing properties to them. And, you know, so that it kind of plumps up the moisture level in your skin, makes your skin look nice and moist. Slap anti-aging on the label and there you go. But I'm finding people that have... if you're not finding that your skin is drying out as you get older, like maybe you've always had normal skin, maybe you've always had combination skin, maybe you've always had oily skin and you're not noticing a change, if you start using these foundations, chances are you're going to find them too heavy, too greasy, too slippery, not enough coverage, not enough staying power. So, you know, the skin type has to match the product. So hopefully, because I have drier skin, I might be able to give a little bit of a different opinion on some of the same foundations. So that's why I'm doing this video today. All of the foundations that I'm going to talk about are from the drugstore. They're products that I use like interchangeably on a daily basis. None of these are going to have necessarily dry, you know, for dry skin on the label or for anti-aging on the label, but they've just the products that I have found that work for both of those things. So the first up is the relatively new one, which is the Rimmel Wake Me Up Foundation Anti-Fatigue Effect and Radiant Glow. So this is one of those ones that has shimmer in it. It says anti-fatigue effect and radiant glow. So those are the words that you have to look for. It wasn't one of those things that was obvious. The foundation that I use as a comparison is the Revlon Photo Ready, where it's like, boom, when you're out in the sun, you look like a shiny disco ball. It's not quite as radiant as that. Like the shimmer particles are very, very finely milled in this. I just really like this foundation overall though. I don't find that the shimmer is too obvious. I think it gives a really nice kind of glow to the skin. It's more of a cream texture than a liquid texture. The one complaint that everybody has is that their color range is abysmal. They do not have very good color options, in my opinion. The lightest one is 100 Ivory. This is the only foundation in the Rimmel line that I can actually work with, and even now it's too dark for my skin tone. You can see here's and this is with the foundation on. It is quite dark. It'll look nice in the summertime. It has a nice kind of orangey smell to it, which is really nice, but if you don't like smells, you'll probably find that to be a little bit problematic. I'm losing the sun as I'm talking to you. Okay, so coverage, it's just kind of a light to medium coverage. As I said, it's a little bit creamier it's more creamy than liquidy, so it does give you a little bit more coverage. It's got fairly good staying power, and it's really nice for dry skin. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It doesn't look cakey. I found that it gave me a really nice kind of radiant polish to my skin all day long. And one effect that you will find with all of these foundations is that you can kind of feel them. Because they don't dry down to a powdery finish, they tend to, you know, because they're staying dewy or luminous or whatnot, you will, for a lot of them, you will feel a little bit of tackiness on the skin. If you're anything other than completely bone dry in the skin, you're probably, some of them you will have to set with a powder, and I'll mention which ones those are. This one, I don't feel the need to set with a powder, but you can feel it. It is a little bit, you know, of a heavier feeling because it's a little bit more moisturizing. But, you know, and transfer is an issue too and things like that. So you're going to find that with all of these foundations that I'm talking about. But that's because they're built for dry skin. But overall, I think this is a really nice foundation if you have dry skin. And it's an excellent price point. The only thing is, I don't know if this is available in the States. It seems to be one of those things that came over to Canada from Britain. And a lot of my American friends have said that they can't find it. So That might be kind of a bummer if you can't get your hands on it, but I'm sure they will be bringing it soon because it's only been here in Canada for a few months, so I'm sure it's on its way. And love the fact that it has a pump, and I just love the packaging. I think the orange is nice and bright and cheery, and that has a lot to do with it too. But as a foundation for dry skin and kind of you know, aging skin, I think it's really nice. It's simply because the shimmer is not so exaggerated in it that you don't have to worry about looking like a shiny ball. Next up is a cream foundation. This is the Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse, another budget-friendly one. This is only around $6. Well, it depends where you go. It's under $10 for sure. My color is 110 Porcelain Ivory. Again, a little bit dark for me. Again, Maybelline doesn't have the greatest color selection. I think that's one of the biggest complaints about drugstore foundations. I do find they are getting better. Certain brands are better than others, but Maybelline's one of those ones that does not carry a lot of color options, and their foundations tend to start dark anyway. But overall, I love Maybelline foundations and concealers and things like that. I think they're really good for face products. So this is a cream product. It's got, out of all the foundations that I'm showing you, this one has the best coverage. It's very buildable, and it just makes your skin, when you apply it with like a flat top kabuki style brush and you buff it into your skin, it just gives such a nice polish. I say polished, and to me that means like just my skin looks nice and smooth and really nice. This gives a really nice finish. And as I said, it's a little bit of a fuller coverage, which is nice for moisturizing foundation, because overall, the more moisturizing a foundation, the lighter the coverage, and the shorter the staying power. The drier the product is, usually the better coverage and the longer lasting they are. So that's a trade-off too. And that's important to note if you're a person who's kind of used other foundations and now you're finding your skin's dry and you're going to like these more moisturizing foundations and you're finding that they're not staying long. That's your trade-off. So for more moisture, you get lighter coverage and you get less staying power. So just a little note there. But this is a very, very nice budget friendly. As I said, it stays on. This has the longest staying power as well of the ones that I'm going to show you. And it's just a really great foundation. It's been in my collection, not this particular one, but for 5 years now, and I think it's a really nice product. Okay, now this is the only one that I'm showing you that's actually marketed as an anti-aging foundation, and it's the Olay, CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless Foundation. This has an SPF of 22, which is an odd number to me. I don't think there's an SPF. There's no SPF listed on the Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse or on the Rimmel Wake Me Up, but you should be looking after that in your skincare anyway. But this also has, oh, you can't see it on the inside, but you see that white swirl in there? That's Olay moisturizer. So this is another cream-based product that I apply with a buffing brush again, flat top kabuki style. This one, as with all CoverGirls, you have to be careful. It's neutral in undertone, but they very easily run to the pink. So you just have to go and be quite careful when you're looking. And again, it's kind of hard to choose, but the product itself had quite a lot of color choices to choose from, and they had like very fair to light skin, light to medium, medium to dark, that kind of thing. So there were different ranges that you could look at, which is nice for those of us trying to pick a color. The one that I have is 205. I believe it's Ivory. Ivory, number 205. So very nice. I quite like this one. When I did a comparison of my cream foundations, this one came up on top simply because the color match was really nice. I found the staying power was nice. I found the fact that because these cream ones tend to have a little bit more coverage, which is really nice. I find though, the longer that I use this one, the product in the pan is drying out a little bit faster than the Maybelline. It could just be because I'm using it quite often, but I think it's because of the moisturizer in there, kind of like the moisture, the water content in the moisturizer is evaporating quickly, and I'm starting to get cracks and things like that. So that's kind of a bummer because it's a little bit pricier. This is around $13. CoverGirl's really starting to raise their prices quite a bit. But overall, I think this is a really nice cream foundation. If you've got dry skin, as I said, I love it that there's no shimmer in this one. It's just very nice and creamy. You've got your skincare right in there. But if you're as dry as I am, this is not going to be enough. You're going to still have to do your skincare routine. But still a really nice product for dry skin or mature skin, however you want to look at it. And this has been a favorite for several months now. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. This one has an SPF of 20. Now this one is luminous in that it's, you know, it offers kind of a radiance to the skin without any shimmer that I have noticed. This one's a little bit more liquidy though, so you're looking at lighter coverage, more of a light to medium. You can go back and build more without getting cakey, which is really nice. And again, this one is a little bit warmer, but you can see the nice kind of polish there, the nice kind of softly radiant finish to the skin without being too light reflecting, which is basically what you're looking for in my opinion. I mean, you want to look nice. You don't want to look like, you know, there's light, you know, like, what is it, Edward Cullen from the Twilight series. You don't want to look like that. But you want to look nice. You want to kind of bring back that natural kind of glow that you may have lost as the oils from your skin have evaporated, you know, as you've gotten older. So that's what the Lumi does, in my opinion. I really, really like this foundation. And what I really like about it is the fact that it's got a very nice color selection. They have different, you can see this one here is I'm W1 to 2. So they've got cool, neutral, and warm. And I can't get into what's the difference between cool, neutral, and warm because, in my opinion, every foundation is different. Okay, so as I said, the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, lighter in coverage. The staying power with these kind of lighter coverage foundations is not that great. But if you put a powder on or spray with a setting spray, you get a little bit more wear out of them. But if you put it on at 6 o'clock in the morning, chances are by 6 o'clock at night, you're going to be able to see, you know, your skin kind of coming through. That's just the price you pay for these foundations, in my opinion, because I have not personally found a very moisturizing foundation that lasts long. Like I said earlier, that's just kind of the payoff that you get. But out of all of these foundations, this one gives me the most natural looking luminosity to my skin, and I think it's a really nice foundation, and it is more moisturizing, more illuminating than the just normal True Match, L'Oreal True Match that in the little bottles that I quite like as well. It's a little bit drier, works a little bit better for me in the summertime. This is nice in the winter because it gives me that kind of luminous finish without being shimmery, so that's really great. Okay, so we're going to finish off with two foundations that I find are very similar, having used both. And I'm going to start with the Maybelline Fit Me. And this was really the first kind of moisturizing foundation from the drugstore that I discovered and fell in love with when it came out a few years ago. This is most definitely, unequivocally, not for people that have combination or oily skin. You're just going to find it too moisturizing. You're going to hate it. It's going to rub off on everything. It's going to slide off your face. It's just, you're going to be a greasy mess 2 hours after you put it on. It is really not for people that have anything other than dry to very dry skin. I find even people with normal skin are going to find this a little bit too moisturizing. But for those of us with dry to very dry skin, this is a really great foundation. So I'm in number 110. So this is the lightest in the like more neutral kind of yellowy undertone. The 115 is the lightest in the pink tone. So what I do is I use the 110 for my foundation, and then for putting concealer under my eyes, I use the 115 concealer, and I get that kind of pink tone to counteract my dark circles. This one has this one has an SPF of 18, which is great. This is very liquidy, but thick at the same time, if that makes any sense. Even just trying to do a test for you, I end up with, you know, bobbly mess. This is the lightest No, this one I think might be a little bit darker than the next one I'm going to show you. But anyway, very, again, nice and light. You can see the light coverage, light to medium coverage. This one, when you start building up layers, will get cakey. I do notice that it kind of shows up here in my pores a little bit. Or not pores, sorry. Like I get like little dry patches that I find they can like create and stick to. So I noticed that with this foundation when I start building it up. So very, very nice. Again, this is one of those ones that you're going to feel on your skin. Like it's going to feel, you know, like it's not quite set. So you can put a powder over top just to like get it from slipping around. It's very dewy, but the finish that it leaves on your skin is just gorgeous. Just like really nice airbrushed look to the skin, again, without being all... It's what I'm wearing today, actually. So I've had it on for a few hours. You can see like I don't look greasy or anything like that, and it's not slipping, it's not transferring, but I did set it with the powder just because, especially underneath the eyes, like I noticed that, you know, halfway through the day my eye makeup is down here, so I tend to set always underneath my eyes. So, and then we're going to finish up with my newest foundation, which is the Revlon Nearly Naked. This one you could use if you had normal to combination skin, because it's not as heavy as the Fit Me. It's a little bit lighter. This foundation has just been fantastic all winter. I think it is probably my favorite foundation from the drugstore right now. It's just giving me everything that I want. In no way at all does it cling to dry patches. This one is fantastic for applying. I have noticed lately I really like applying it with my fingers because I can put it where I need it, blend it in like a first coat, first layer, then I can go back and put it where I need to, and it builds fantastically without separating, without going cakey, as I said, without looking powdery or dry or anything. I think this is a fantastic moisturizing foundation without being super moisturizing. It's just very strange. Like it's not as moisturizing as some of the other ones, but yet it looks better on my skin. I don't know, it's very strange, but I really like this one, and I think it's around $12, $13, so pretty good price point as well. I'm in number 120 Vanilla, which was again kind of the lightest neutral toned one that they had. This Nearly Naked foundation from Revlon says nothing to indicate that it is you know, for dry skin or for older skin, but it works very well for dry skin. So there you go. I hope that was helpful. I know it was long and rambly, but hopefully you got something out of it. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will talk to you soon. Bye!